Hey guys, how are you all doing? My name is Phil, this channel is called Opium Coils and we're about to do another tutorial today. So after a long break I decided to go ahead and do 5 core staggered fuse Clapton. So without further ado, let's go down and I will show you all the tools, bits and bobs we're going to need for this build. Okay, as for this build, we're going to need some wire, in this case 28 gauge Nichrome 80 by Twisted Messes. Also 38 gauge Nichrome 80 by Twisted Messes. We're going to need some nylon pliers. You could get them on eBay, Amazon. They basically are used to make a jewellery for jewellers. For jewellers, yes. Ceramic tweezers, standard. Wire cutters. I got 2 pairs. These ones are on the last legs, although they're really good. Pliers, some almost like needle noses. We're gonna need some hot glue. Obviously a lighter. We're gonna need some paper clips, some form of magnifying glass, macro lens, whatever you got to look closely on your build. We also might need a screwdriver to actually coil up the wire. I think that's it for now. Obviously we need a drill and we need the swivels, ball bearing swivels. And we definitely need a vape, and I'm today on my old V-Guard and Drop Dead RDA. Look how good that looks. That is real good. Right, have a toot and off we go to do the first step of our build. Okay, so first step obviously is to straighten our wire. Nichrome 80 is relatively easy to stretch. Let's say we're aiming for 1 coil, because it might take a bit too long to actually do 2. Let's see, 11. Yeah, let's do 11. Once we stretch it, it's going to be about 12. So we cut that 12, put it on the side. Now, this is my main core, so I'm going to leave it at least an inch, inch and a half, maybe even 2 inches longer than the rest. So the rest I'm going to stretch at around, somewhere around 10 inches. This is way too much wire I need. As for 1 coil, I'll most probably need about 3 inches of wire, because I only do 4 apps and 5 core staggered fuse Clapton. Just give it a tug, give it a little pull. You know, don't stretch the shit out of it. As 28 is very flexible wire, you know. So just slightly pull. We cut him at around 10 inches. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Let's go. 10 inches. Okay. Secure the wire so it doesn't go anywhere. We don't need that 28 anymore. Now what I normally do, I always like to have the core wire the same length, so I'm just snipping it on one side, and I'm going to snip on the other, so it's exactly the same length, and that's cool. I don't know why I did that. I've got another step actually to do with that wire. Never mind, I'm going to do it now. So just put it together again so they're nice and even. Take your regular pliers, do an L bend at the end. That is going to go into your chuck, and then what you can do is just do like a V shape, U shape at the end. That is going to go into your swivels. Now we've got our main core wire, which is just over 12 inches. Yeah, just leave it like this. That's cool. That's absolutely fine. And I'll show you in a minute why the middle core wire is slightly longer than the others, than the other cores. I tried a few methods. There is Jupster video out there, which is absolutely awesome. There's Nick Devine's video about, is it about quad core or about 5 core? One or the other. One of the multi-core staggered fuse Claptons. So I highly recommend watching it. Now we're going to get to the actual Claptoning. So we obviously need a drill. Not sure if you guys can see it. Shall I change the light a little bit? Right, bear with me 2 seconds. So what I normally do is I secure the wire at the swivel end first. We've got that VU shape made already, so I just bend it over the other side of the wire, put it on like this. I just cap that swivel off, so I've got like a nice hook. Just rotate it a few times, just lock it in, just like that. Now nicely locked. Okay, let's go to the chuck, to the drill side. So obviously we got our 90 right in there. Try to make sure your wire is as centered as possible in your chuck. What I normally do to check it, once it's secured, just spin it a few times. Okay, now I'm going to get my 38 and start Space Clapton, and I'll show you how I do it. See you in a minute. Okay, so we're going to do the spacing with a loop method. So we need a few inches of the Clapton wire, and we need something like RDA, a gun. Gun works really well. I've got a build in it, but I've got the actual exact build that we're making today. Let's see if you can see it. I'll show you later on anyway. Okay, never mind. And that method, my friends, came from Mr. Nick Devine. And Nick, I salute you and thank you so much for this. That has changed my life, I would say. Not my life completely, but my building life. Okay, now I normally take my ceramic tweezers to secure the wire, just like so. Yeah, it doesn't have to be pretty. Snip the end off. We're going to go a few rotations just to secure the wire. And then, I hope you've seen what I did there. I just spaced it manually just to have a space for the loop to go into. Now I take the wire just like so. I know Nick does double loop method. I tried it. It's a bit more, I don't know, it's a bit harder for me. Single loop works absolutely perfect to me, so I can't see why it shouldn't for you. Works for me is going to work for you. Yeah, that's what I meant basically. So you put your RDA just like this. Don't have to lock it down. And that's it. See, with this small gauge wire, you're always going to have some fun. Okay, now is the time to take a look closely how it all looks in here. My loop doesn't look too sexy on that side, but that doesn't not matter at all. So I'll put a macro lens on and show you guys what it looks like. So that's what it looks like, guys. You've got the actual wrap wire outside, and the next wire over there is the actual loop wire. So what I like to do, I like to use my ceramic tweezers and just push it slightly towards the chuck of the drill and see what happens. I do a few moves. You don't want to spin your drill too quick, and that's doing it. Also, try to keep your wire that you hold in your hand as close to 90 as possible. So that's how you're going to be fusing the wire later on as well. Okay, I'll see you guys back up. So trying to fuse the rest. You can pick up the speed as you go. And you don't want to fuse this to the very end, even on the smaller or shorter core wires, okay? Just about, I don't know, half an inch before the end, an inch before the end maybe. If you're comfortable enough, you can pick up the speed, no problem. Let's go. So we got one wire down. Secure this. I've got a wire snaps like this. I can snap the goon. We can snap a 38. Secure the wire and do 4 more. So I don't think I'm gonna show you how I fuse the rest because it's pretty much the same. So I'm gonna see you guys when we start fusing it all together. See you in a bit. Just to add on, guys, I think I forgot to mention once you're done with your Clapton, with your space Clapton, it's very important to check whether it moves up and down your core freely. If it does, happy days. If it doesn't, like what we did with Alien build, just hold on to the end of the wire, put the drill on reverse, and do a couple of spins, and that should be all good. Okay, I think I covered everything here. That was pretty easy, was it? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, so I'll see you guys on fusing part, the last part. See you in a bit. Okay guys, so now we've got all 5 cores nicely Claptoned, space Claptoned. We got one longer one. Oh, you can't see it, can you? Let me just zoom out. That's the one. So that's where they all start, with the longer one as well. As you can see, the longer one is about 2 inches longer in length than the rest. So I'm gonna take the 4 and just snip off the actual ends, just like this. I got 3 and I've got another one there hiding. Oh, there you go. Be very gentle with this wire, okay? Especially with a space Clapton, you don't want to ruin the spaces. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to bind them all together at the chuck end. So get any wire really, anything that lays around 38, 36, 32, whatever you got, like a scrap wire basically, and take a little bit of it and bind it all together. So what I normally do is get the longer wire in the middle and 2 shorter wires on each side, just like so. So take them, can you see it? We should see a bit better now. No, I'm taking it off the camera, so I'm going to put it there. So we have 2 shorter wires on one side and 2 shorter wires on the other side. I'm going to bind them quickly and let you take a look how it's done when I'm done with it, because it's a bit awkward to show it how I do it. So I'll see you guys in a bit. So that's what it should look like. They're all nicely stacked next to each other, and now what we're going to do, we're going to put a tiny bit of hot glue just at the end over there, and we're ready for fusing. Okay, so we got the chuck end secured. Now just take the wire very gently, don't squeeze it too hard, and start putting the actual paper clips on. Not too many. I just go an inch, maybe inch and a half in between making sure the wire is nicely parallel to each other. I normally put about 4 to 6 of them, just in case I decided today I'm going to put 4, even though that I'm only aiming for a single coil. Now, as you can see you see it? Yes, you should be able to see it. Okay, let me just zoom in slightly. Oh no, this way. Yeah, this way. Okay, that. And move the wire slightly so you can see it better. You see it? Yeah, you see, these are the shorter wires, and that is the longer wire. And as you can see, I left the hook on it as it was when I was fusing, when I was Claptoning. So we're going to use this to put to our swivel, and the rest of the wires are going to be spinning freely, only being held by paper clips. Right, let's go and fuse it. Are you ready? I don't know if I am. Well, let's try and do it, shall we? Now is the moment we've all been waiting for, fusing. Right, just because I haven't got any legs on this, I'm just going to go ahead and just do a few wraps close to the chuck, around there. That should hold the wire nicely there. There we go. Just a few, 3 to 4, doesn't matter. The actual beginning of most probably any exotic build or advanced build is never too pretty anyway. What I would like to say, just snip that off. Yeah, that'd be okay. One thing I would like to say, especially with this build, with this build, don't rush it. Take your time. Have your, where are they? There they are. Nylon pliers ready, and just go slow. The pressure you holding on the spool, you don't have to pull too hard, rather pull less than more, if that makes sense. You know, so not too much pressure on the actual spool. Right, here we go. That's it. All done. No, I'm only joking. So you do a few spins, get your nylon pliers out and squeeze it in, just like that. No rush. Try to keep it as 90 degrees as possible. Just a few rotations, just like this. Another thing I would say, I like to stop when I need to stop to actually pinch the wire. I like to stop it when the actual fusing wire is flat on the core. This way it's not a problem to pinch them down like this without causing the outer wire to bend. And what that does, or what that would do, it would actually skip the spacing. So there we go. Pick up the speed. If your spacing are all good, the fusing should not be too bad. In fact, it'll be working apart. So see, I've got a bit of space in there in between the actual clip and the fusing wire. I'm gonna get rid of the clip because we don't need it. So take your time and do it slowly. I can guarantee you it's going to be worth it in the end. Especially the quad core. It's absolutely brilliant vape. Fully nichromatic. What I would also suggest is, if you want to attempt 5-core, maybe try tri-core first with 27, maybe 28 and 34, 36 gauge outer wire is a lot easier. Still very good vape. This build, when it's not coiled up as a wire, it reminds me of like a shoelace. Would you agree? I think it looks a bit like that. Okay, I think I'm going to fast forward now because it's a bit of a process. So I'll see you guys in a bit at the very end, and we're going to coil it up, and yeah, I'll show you close-ups, and we're going to wrap up this video. See you in a bit. And so by all means, if you see something is going wrong, just take your time and readjust everything. You know, I think I've got one coil. That's what I wanted, that's what I was aiming for, so that's no problem. but I still wanted to kind of go to the end and see what happens. So I just readjust my paper clip just like that and see what happens. If something goes to bin, skip the space, but that's no problem. Not a problem. Starting to think I can get 2 coils out of it actually, so that'd be killer. Yeah, let's now aim for 2 coils. We'll see what happens. So at the end you can pick up the speed a little bit, even though that the actual wire at the end is dancing all around. It doesn't matter, you know, it's still held by the rest of the wire there in place. So see what happens, alright? Okay, I think I have to readjust my paper clip again. Yeah, don't put too many paper clips on it, okay? The reason why is because obviously, hi you little bugger, the actual spaced Clapton needs to be able to move freely, okay? And if you have 20 paper clips there, obviously it's going to create the tension for the wire and it's going to stop it from moving. Let's see, I can zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. Have a healthy drink. Non-alcoholic beer. Decided to skip on drinking this year. We'll see how it goes. Have a quick vape. Bring the vape gods back to the table. So still should have about 2.5, 3 inches there. So that will be good. Oh, sorry, I'm showing you middle finger. That would be good for another coil. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm mainly doing it on, you know, just to show you guys how I approach the build, as I don't really use 5-core that much, but there's not many videos out there. I think Nick Divine and Divine 83, I'm gonna put a link to his channel in the description. Absolutely amazing coil builder, and I've learned a lot from the guy. So thank you so much, Nick, for all your time and effort you put into showing us how to build coils. Oh, that is so good. That is, woo! Okay, let's do it and wrap this video up. I'll show you the close-up as well of the coil when we're all done. Here we go. So at the end you can kind of pick up the speed a little bit. Don't have to be too slow, but obviously don't try to be too fast, because it's really easy to screw things with this build, but too easy to screw things, okay? So just take your time. So now I just cut a bad spot So be careful with this one. Yeah, back on itself again. Let's try and get away from the situation. Yeah, back on itself again. No problemo. Easier said than done, right? So just put that there. Just hold on to the wire like this. Just pinch the wire and try to fix the problem. Just like this. And see what happens. Not this way, bugger. Still backs on itself. See again. Yeah, so I guess we end up with a single coil. But that's not a problem. Okay, so I'll wrap it up now. Just wanted to see, to show you guys how the swivel end looks. Okay, so I'm going to move the camera quickly so that you can see, and we'll go up and wrap it up. So that's what the swivel end looks like. We've got the 4 shorter wires over there and the longer wire hooked into my swivel, and it spins like this, just like that. Okay, let's go up and wrap it up before we go. So here we are, and we've got about 3.5 inches of usable wire, which is more than enough for a single coil. What we're going to do now is, and I learned that from Mr. Nathan Garver, known as Jupster, on Instagram and over on YouTube, just to pinch it all the way down with your nylon pliers, just to flatten it out. Okay guys, so what we're going to do now, as I see my battery's almost at the end, my camera battery, so I'm just bending the end slightly so the wrapped one slide. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hold the thumb on it like this, that's better, and just put it away from me, just like that, one by one. Use your index finger, and again, obviously it's just a regular wire, it's not a ribbon, so it's not going to be very springy, and it's not going to give you a lot of resistance when you're wrapping it, so that's not an issue. Okay, and then there's 5. I think I'm going to put it in my Dead Rabbit SQ. So I'm going to leave the legs like so. So there we have it, 5-core Staggered fused Clapton wrap tap. And that is it, my friends. That is my technique, my method of making multi-core Staggered fused Clapton. It's not an easy coil to make, so you need to have a lot of patience to start making it, but I'm pretty sure with a bit of practice everyone's going to get a good result. Now I've got 2 coils out of the wire I made earlier, which is happy days. Obviously they arm out fairly low as a pair, so most probably I'm going to use it as a single coil. Now I think that is it from me for today. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Phil. This channel is obviously called Opium Coils. If you liked it, click the like button. If you really liked it, maybe even subscribe and click that little bell button. If you have any further questions, please leave them in the comment below and I'll try to answer to all of them. Yes, and on that positive note, I'll leave you to it. So until next time, friend.